Hello. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this painting and a bit about my art process I've been figuring out with art in general, which has been patience. I've been really trying to work on finding patience with my art and with myself. I realized recently with all my art, I have been for a while just rushing through to try and get it done. Just trying to rush. And a large part of that is because I've never really enjoyed the process of art. I haven't enjoyed the process of art in, I don't know, probably over 2 decades. But I've never been able to stop making art. So it's been a journey trying to figure out how to enjoy it. And one way I realized that I'm being impatient is because part of why I want to make it was just to, get it done and then show it to someone else to have approval or to get validation or to have that dopamine hit of uploading the speed paint to YouTube and having that finished and having it online. It wasn't even the finished product or the outcome even. And so it really showed in the actual final results of my paintings. A lot of times there would be mistakes or details that I wouldn't normally make. And it kind of makes sense that over time, over the years, my art has become less and less and less detailed. To the point where I hate details now. But realizing that, I have been really trying to work on adding those details, adding the finished touches, and making the scene just more interesting, not just like looks like some preliminary sketch. And one way I kind of figured out how to be patient is before I would try and finish all my art in one sitting, in one go. And I would actually I'd have a good idea of how long, almost exactly how long I spent on it, because I was just counting down the time practically to when it was finished. But with this painting I'm showing you, I didn't do that. I've opened and closed MS Paint. I painted this in MS Paint, by the way. But I've opened and closed MS Paint probably a good solid 20 times now. Maybe that's a bit much. Probably like closer to 10 to maybe 15. If I'm not including the times I worked on it for maybe 2-3 minutes, it'd be closer to like 7. But my point being is, like, I don't even know how long it took me to paint this. I genuinely can't even give you a good guess because I really just got into the process of it. And part of what helped me get into the process is not trying to copy the reference one-to-one, or not trying to get all my inspiration and ideas from the reference. Just letting the painting happen and getting inspiration and ideas from my own heart and desires, and just letting it play out almost in a way. And I didn't even really have a reference. I had a reference to begin with to get the idea, but it doesn't really look anything necessarily like the original. It was just something I saw in person that I couldn't even go back and look at it again. I just had to go off of information of like how I know what sunsets look like and in general, and what I think looks right and what I think would look pretty with like the sunlight coming in like as a hard light and glowing on the wall and on the desk. And before I would have tried to just copy the painting one-to-one as the reference. And it's something, this finished piece is actually one I'm much more happy and pleased with than anything I've ever made in a while. It's actually, I'm going to go to Walgreens and get it printed as a little photo and pin it to my wall next to my desk. I haven't done anything like that in years. This all came about because I just was patient. And in the moment with each brushstroke, I thought about the actual brushstroke I was making. I actually looked at where my cursor was instead of just kind of letting my eyes go crisscross and not really seeing what I'm doing. I actually thought about the actual goal, what I wanted it to, what looks realistic, what would be realistic. Like, I don't even know if I would have added the shadow of the blinds in it, like the glow of the sunlight on the walls and the desk. I don't know if I would have even added that if I hadn't have been trying to be conscious and aware and patient. I especially wouldn't have added the shadow for the string tying the blinds together. The color, I chose the color. Initially, like halfway through, I chose a color for the sky, and I knew it looked bad. I knew it didn't look right. It was like a very saturated pink, like dark pink that just didn't look right at all. In the past, I would have just gone with it and said, whatever, I don't care. But here, I was like, no, I'm going to take the time and to actually figure out what is the right color. How do I make this look right? And I experimented. I had to repaint the outside of the window 3 times. And it was tedious, took time, but I figured it out. And I am 10 times more pleased with it now than I was before. 100 times even. I'm very thankful for that. I actually, during the painting, I actually added a picture on the wall. I'll show you now on the screen. But I really just didn't sit right with me. The whole time I was painting, I was looking at that, and it didn't sit right. So I took it out. And in that moment, I realized something, that it looked empty. The scene looked empty. And I liked that in a way. It was interesting. It made the piece more interesting. More of a story. It wasn't just a bland photo. And it reminded me of Liminal Space a little bit. Kind of an eerie, calming emptiness. That with the warm, like comfort and glow, the sunlight. I love Liminal Space. I love that kind of feeling, but it was a more empty feeling than I was used to. But it was still evoking so much emotion that I haven't felt in my art in a very long time. And I guess that happened by just chance, by accident even. Because if I hadn't taken that picture out of if I hadn't taken the picture out of the picture, I wouldn't have been aware of that. And I wouldn't even try to take the picture out of the picture if I was being impatient, if I was just, trying to get the painting done and over with. By being patient, I had the time to sit and think about, this doesn't look right. Let me try something different. And that's the thing, I wouldn't experiment. I haven't been experimenting with my art in a long time. But even then, back in like middle school and high school, a long time ago, I still would just copy the reference 1-to-1. There wasn't much soul into it. And that came about mostly because of my fear of failure. Without a reference, I suck. But this painting proves otherwise, though. And I'm figuring out how to paint something, how to draw something without a reference. It doesn't have to be 1-to-1. But I can still look at a reference to help me understand reality to where I can make it into art. The other reason was because I would always paint or make art 1-to-1. Well, 1, because I have aphantasia, but 2, because it would help me create the best looking pieces, the best pieces of art. Thus, other people would give me higher praises, say nicer things. And me being unfathomably insecure in high school and middle school, I wanted those things. I needed those things. And so that's what I sought after. And along the way, I lost my touch with art. I lost that connection. And I just became like a machine, just looking at a reference and copying it. Except, I once in a while did paint something different that spoke to me, like my paintings of the clouds with the T-Rex and Velociraptor skulls. Yes, I used a reference that I even took with my own phone and camera. But I changed it, I altered it. I altered it in a way that matters to me, that I care about. It's a subject matter that I care about. It's not a one-to-one reference. It's not a one-to-one to the pictures. And I put my soul and my heart into those paintings. And I see it so loud, so clear. Especially in those two paintings. Like this one, yeah. This painting of the golden light, yes. I can see my heart singing through the art, but not as much as those. And I don't know how to get back to that place. The last year since I painted those about a year ago, I've been going through things that have made me very robotic, very cold and dissociative. I don't know how to get back to that place of being able to have my heart into things again. But what I'm realizing, I guess, in this very moment is even just speaking about this, I feel that kind of feeling of like my soul coming back. That sounds very dramatic, but I just feel like my heart, I don't feel so empty just speaking about this, I guess. But yeah, I initially wanted to make this video just to talk about patience and to speak about what this was like, because this was such a massive learning point for me. I mean, the past 2 month in particular has been with art and painting. So I tried to do my painting of Arcane every day until season 2 came out. But I only got to day, I think 20, 18. And I got burnt out. But I still have that drive to keep painting, to keep making art, which I'm still trying to figure out a balance for. I'm still burning myself out with my art. I don't really know how to handle it. Hopefully I'll figure it out. And if I do, I'll share. Because I want to help other people through this. Because I don't really... It sucks not having anyone to help you. It sucks not knowing what to do. Kind of just blindly flailing around, hoping you'll figure it out. And then once you try, you're not even sure if you really figured it out or not. It's where I'm at. It's where I've been at for a very long time. Hopefully I can be of assistance to you, though. After this is said and done, I can figure it out more myself. But what I will say is that I'm not extremely, but I am happy with how I've grown and what I've learned over the past month with art. I've learned what kind of process I should be taking to make my art, what my values are with art, what I'm trying to achieve, how to study, how to get better, why do I want to get better, what does that even mean, what does that even look like, and figuring these things out slowly but surely. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to be rambling after this point, so I'll end it here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you like this painting. And if anything that I've said really resonated with you, I'd love to hear how in the comments and what your experience is like with art yourself, and if you've never experienced anything like this. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day.